Hi guys, welcome to Vesna TV. For today's video, I'm making 3 Valentine's Day DIYs. So let's get started. So for this first DIY, I'm going to be souping up this little gnome from the Dollar Tree. If you've watched some of my Christmas DIYs, you've seen that I love gnomes. So I decided that making a Valentine's Day one would be awesome too. So I'm going to start off by gently removing this heart that he's holding. I will be putting that right back. So as I take it off, I'm being very careful not to wreck the top of it. And I really thought this guy was cute, so I am keeping him. I'm adding a little bit of stuff to him to make him look a lot cuter. So really simple DIY. It's more like an updo, I guess. I'm going to be using this faux fur that I got. It was just like a ribbon of fur that I got from the dollar store. And I'm going to be I'm going to be cutting it up so that I will use it as his beard and his mustache. And then I will be hot gluing it to his beard and his mustache. And I'm just cutting it into pieces to make the mustache show and have it be a little bit different. Then I'm cutting it from the back when I see that it's hanging off too much. And I will be putting that heart in his little hands back. So I kind of use that as my guide. And for his nose, although the nose is really cute, I wanted to do a round little bead, but I didn't have the big ones. I only had the small ones and it didn't look right. So I decided to use one of the wood sticker hearts from the Dollar Tree, and I will be hot gluing that to the nose once I put his hands in his little heart back. And the heart was already pink. It came in like a set of, you can see right there, it came in like a set of different colored and different size hearts. So I'm just gluing it on. It was already painted pink, so I didn't need to do anything with that. And then it also came with this little heart and arrow, and I broke it as I was ripping it off. So I'm just hot gluing it back together and putting it on there. But because it was red, I wanted to add a little bit of pink to it. So I painted it out in just the cotton candy pink. I just put a light layer of it on top. Unfortunately, I missed myself recording myself doing that, but here is the finished product. He is such a cute looking little gnome, and I also wound up putting the fur on the little end of the gnome. So I put a heart with a little bit of fur on it at the end of the hat, and he turned out really, really cute. I love him. He just looks so much more done up than just the gnome sign on its own, and it'll look great in my decor. Let me know what you think. So if you haven't been to my channel before, welcome. My name is Vesna, and on my channel I do all sorts of budget-friendly DIYs, trash to treasures, thrift flips, Dollar Tree DIYs, or makeovers, as you can see from the previous DIY. So if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do consider subscribing. Let me know that you've subscribed if you do, or let me know what you think of my channel. I love to hear from you guys, so leave me a comment below. And check out my playlists and my other channels as well. I have a Vesna TV Cooking and a Vesna TV Home channel where I display all of these DIYs that I make and do home tours. So thanks again, and on to the next DIY. So this is another really simple and inexpensive Dollar Tree DIY. I'm just using one of these crates from the Dollar Tree. They're the little mini crates. And I am going to be painting it in the Fuchsia Fun and the Cotton Candy. I'm only doing one layer of the pink, and once I paint it out, I'm going to be adding some Hershey's Kisses. But before I add the Hershey's Kisses, I had a little bit of this, I think it's tulle. It's like the mesh ribbon. I had some leftover pink mesh ribbon that I'm just going to be putting in here as like a little bed for the Hershey's Kisses. You don't have to do that. You can just put the Hershey's Kisses in there, but I thought it would just be a pretty little addition to it. And I think you can get them probably at the Dollar Tree. I never actually looked. I don't know where it came from. I've had it for many, many years. So If you can find it, great. If not, you could even use a piece of felt, or you could use a white ribbon or anything, or you don't have to use anything at all. It's totally up to you. And I'm just mixing them together. I just wanted kind of a less scream in your face pink. But you'll see, even after I paint it, I wind up muting it down a little bit more. After doing a few DIYs in these bright pink colors, although I love them, I am thinking that I need to just use the cotton candy pink, because these ones are a little bit too pink for my liking. Maybe for little accent pieces, but for bigger pieces, they're just very, very pink. If you like pink, they're beautiful, and I do like pink, but it's just a little bit too much for me. Because it was too much, I added a little bit of this white acrylic paint from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just basically dry brushing on a little bit of white onto the sides, like over the whole crate basically. And I find that that mutes it and gives me that kind of more rustic look too, which if you've watched any of my other videos, you can see that I kind of lean towards that. While that's drying, I use my Cricut to cut out a heart, and I use the draw function to have the Cricut write kisses on the heart, and I'm using the lemon script. And then I will glue that little heart onto these, and I'll show you in a second. You can kind of see it in the corner there. These heart-shaped little sticks that I got at the Dollar Tree as well. They're the ones that you usually find like a bouquet of flowers or whatever. But I found them at the Dollar Tree, and I used a few for my other projects, and then I'm using it for this one. So I just glue it onto here, and I stick that in as a little sign. So I just wanted to show you the final product, and then I also want to show you what I added to it. So the final product is here, and although it's cute and I do like it, I still feel like that crate needs something. So I go ahead and I add these 2 wood stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I think that completes the look. So this little crate will likely go on one of my trays, and it'll be just like a little Valentine's Day display, and they're just cute enough that they can go either on a tiered tray or on a regular tray. They're not too big. And on to the next DIY. I'm going to be measuring out little hearts that I'm cutting out of fabric. This pink fabric I had on hand, and then the other pink fabric was from the Dollar Tree in a pack of felts. So you could use either or. If you have some fabric on hand that's pink or whatever color, you can use it. I just wanted to show you 2 different ones. And you need 2 hearts from each piece of fabric. And you're going to be, I'm using this little wood shape from the Dollar Tree to measure how big I want my hearts to be, and to get the shape of the heart. If you have a Cricut, you can use your Cricut if you have like the fabric mat and all that stuff. I don't have the fabric mat, and I'm not sure if I can cut. I have the Explore Air. I think I read that you can cut fabric with it if you have the fabric mat, but I don't have a fabric mat, and I probably don't have the right blade for it either. I just have whatever the basic blades that came with my Cricut. So I'm using my hot glue to glue the sides of the heart, and I'm just leaving the top open so I can stuff it with some. Now you can use stuffing. I've been cheating. I've been using the little spider webs from Halloween that the stretchy ones that you can buy to create cobwebs around. So I've been using that to stuff little mini pieces, because it's something I have on hand and I don't have to buy more. And I do this for both hearts. I am using these garden picks from the Dollar Tree. I think these are from Dollarama, but you can buy them at the Dollar Tree as well. And I am using 5 of them to create a mini sign. I have seen at the dollar store that they have like mini skids or pallets you could use that for this definitely. I didn't see them, so I'm making kind of my own little picture here, and I'm just measuring out how long they are because I'm going to be cutting them in half. So I'm cutting off the little spiky pieces, and then I'm measuring half from there, and I'm going to cut it all in half and put it all together. And you will need, on top of this, you will need another few sticks for the sides. I'm using this little cutting tool that I saw a few YouTubers use, and I'm liking it for these little mini wood projects. So it is very handy, and I'm not wrecking my scissors by using this. Once I have them cut, I'm sizing it out to see how I'm going to be using the hearts in there. And I'm just taking my 2 hearts and kind of positioning them on and seeing how many I wind up using. I didn't wind up using all of them, so you could get away with using 4 garden picks for the picture part and then another 2 for the sides, but I will save these and I'll be able to use them for another project. And originally I thought I would glue them together and then glue them onto the sides, but then I thought, well, it's much easier to just glue them to the sides of each of the sticks, and that's what I wind up doing. And I want the stick part to be, like the side part to be at the front. You'll see what I mean. So it kind of looks like a ladder. So I'm gluing it to the back essentially. That's why I'm not being too careful about how long they are from one another, because you won't be able to see it as long as they are the same length from one side to the other. And then once you get one side glued, the other side is really easy because you just have to pop it on there of the whole piece. I am really loving this decorative glaze from Rust-Oleum. It's in the Java. So I'm going to be staining this piece in that glaze. And I'm putting kind of 2 layers of the glaze just to make it a bit darker. If you've seen my last few projects, you'll see that I use this quite a bit, and it's really going a long way. Previous to this, I was using the Annie Sloan dark wax and black wax. I still love those, but this is what I wanted to try out. It's a little bit cheaper, and I wanted to see how it was to work with it, and it's really easy to work with, so it might be my other go-to for decorative waxes. So once I stain this, then I just hot glue my little hearts and I add a little string on top so you can hang it if you wanted to. And again, another cute little Valentine's Day DIY. Very inexpensive to make. This one cost, well, under $2 because there's a whole pack of felt that you can get from the Dollar Tree, and I used half of one. So even if I did 2 hearts, it would be half, because it was like a quarter of one actually that I used. So you would be able to save the felt further. So it's about $1 for this DIY, which is fantastic. And again, I'm just using hot glue to hot glue these hearts on, nothing fancy. And the string that I'm using, it's just jute rope that I had left over from a different project, and you don't even have to add that. You could just have it, sit up against a wall. I just wanted to do that. And if you wanted the sign to be vertical, you could put the hearts vertically. It would kind of be the same thing, just depending on where you want to use it for your decor. I wanted a bit of height in case I use it in my trays. So before I show you my completed version, as I was making this, my son came in asking, and he's 5, asking if he could make one too. And so I gave him some colored popsicle sticks and I made a mini heart. And I hot glued everything for him, and then he just glued the heart on, and it was very cute because he was very proud of it. So that will go on a tray definitely, and here is my piece. So here it is, all finished. Again, another cute DIY. Love it, love it, love it. Let me know which one was your favorite. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I have a special video out on Sunday. It's a bonus video. Normally I do 2 videos a week. This time I'm adding an extra one. It's a trash to treasure, and I'm really excited to be participating in. It's going to be a challenge, so I'm going to be participating in that challenge. So I hope you can check out that video. I'll be making a useful DIY for this, and hopefully you can stop by on Sunday by my channel. Thank you so much. Have an excellent